We are gonna be syringe feeding 2 newborn rescued kittens. Oh my goodness, guys. Look at this. This little guy looks like a little tiger. Oh my goodness. This little girl is starving. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are having an amazing day so far. So guys, in today's video, we are gonna be syringe feeding 2 newborn rescued kittens. Now you're probably wondering, where the heck did these kittens come from? Now these kittens came from an unplanned pregnancy. The owner actually didn't know that her cat was pregnant until she started giving birth, but unfortunately, the mom rejected all of the kittens. Now there could be several reasons as to why the mom rejected these kittens. Now moms of any types of animals have a great sense of if their babies are sick or if one baby is weak and will not make it, and she will actually abandon that baby, throw that baby out of the nest so it doesn't infect the other healthy babies. Now in this case, there was 4 newborn kittens. The first one was born and she rejected him. The second one was born a little bit after, she rejected him. A couple hours later, the third one, and a couple hours after that, the 4th one. So first I received the 2 newborn kittens, and then a couple hours later, she brought me the 3rd, and unfortunately, she found the 4th kitten half eaten on her patio, and one of the 2 kittens I first received didn't make it past the 2nd day. So my guess would be, since she does have older kittens from the same mom in her house, she probably felt that these newborn kittens were a lot weaker, were not strong at all, and she didn't want to compromise the older kitten's health. Or another reason why she rejected him, and could be the reason why this little baby didn't make it, is because they were sick from the start. And when these babies were born, the mom was biting them, weren't letting them nurse, and was not taking care of them at all. And then actually went to her older kitten and started nursing her 5-month-old older kitten. Now this happens a lot with dogs and cats, but you must be prepared, you must know what to do. And thankfully, she had my contact, she contacted me immediately, and the 2 remaining babies that are still alive are happy and healthy. They're growing so strong every day, and they're actually a week and a half old. So when I first received them, they were a couple hours old. They hadn't even nursed on the mom, so they didn't have that colostrum that's very critical for the first 24 hours to help them grow, get all the good bacteria in their gut, get all the vitamins. So it was critical for these babies to get the nutrients they need. They still have their umbilical cord, and today their eyes have completely opened, their umbilical cord fell off, and these babies are absolutely adorable. And I actually brought them to the vet yesterday. The vet gave them the okay that these babies are happy and healthy. And to continue what I'm doing, feeding around the clock, and I've been feeding them every 2 to 3 hours. Now since these babies are a week and a half old, they're gonna be fed around the clock in the middle of the night, and up until they're about 4 weeks old, that's when we're gonna start weaning them onto soft food. And another thing we have to do with newborn kittens, puppies, any type of animal, is you have to stimulate them. So normally the mom would actually lick them down there for them to pee and poop, because up until they're 4 weeks old, they can't go to the bathroom on their own. So we're gonna be feeding them, we're gonna be stimulating them. So guys, without further ado, let's hop straight into today's video. Alright guys, so we have made it to the kitchen, and we're about to make the newborn kittens formula right here. So we have the formula right here. This is from Breeder's Edge. This has to be my favorite powdered formula. It provides complete nutrition with digestive and immune support, and all around is a great formula. Now when you're nursing any puppy or kitten, I definitely recommend to get a powdered formula, because the canned formula goes bad within 3 days, and this you can just refrigerate and make fresh every single time. So we're gonna go on ahead, open it up, and just look at that right here, that whitish powdery good stuff. We're gonna pick this scooper on up. All right, we're gonna go on ahead, and every 1 scoop of formula, you're gonna put 2 scoops of water. So we're gonna go 1, 2, and 3. There we go. So we got 3 scoops of formula. Now we're gonna add 6 scoops of water. And we got our formula, we got our water, but we gotta mix it up. So we're just gonna go on ahead, screw the cap on, and give it a nice shake until it's evenly distributed, evenly mixed up. So we're gonna shake, 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 and we're gonna look at the consistency. Let's go ahead. All right, and that is perfect. So we already got our syringe, we got our nipple attached, and this is what we're gonna be feeding our kittens with. So what we're gonna do is, depending on their body weight, is how much they eat. So we're just gonna suck up about 12 mLs. It's okay if they eat a little less, but we don't want to overfeed them, because overfeeding them could cause bloating. Now when a kitten starts bloating because it's overfed, it can cause this kitten to have diarrhea, which in return will make this kitten very weak and lose all the nutrients from the formula. So now that we got our formula in our little cup right here, all we have to do is heat it up and feed the kitties. So we have our formula heated up, but before we feed the babies, we're gonna see the babies for the very first time. So you can see, and you're probably wondering what the heck is this cord. So we have a heating pad under these babies. We're covering half of the area. So half of the carrier is covered in the heating pad. So if it gets too hot in one area, they can just move to the other side to cool off. So let's go ahead, open it up, guys, and see these little babies for the very first time. Oh my goodness, guys, look at this. This little guy looks like a little tiger. You can see his eyes have freshly opened. He literally looks like a bug. He is absolutely gorgeous, but look at his patterns right here. Oh my goodness. He literally looks like a mini tiger. You can see he has a bunch of spots, a bunch of stripes, and you can tell that this baby is very hungry, but you can see he's happy, he's healthy, and he just wants some milk. So we're gonna go ahead, put this little guy on down, and now we're gonna pick up the girl. So we have the little girl right here. She's a little bit bigger, and you can see she's a little bit darker. Now there's different colors of Bengal cats, and this one looks to be a charcoal Bengal. Now take into consideration that these cats are mixed with Maine Coons, so you can see how fluffy they are as well. I mean, just look at that fur. Oh my goodness, I know you're hungry. Now she actually just opened her eyes yesterday, but she's very hungry. She's clawing me. So we're gonna go ahead, put her back in here, and get the formula ready. So we're just gonna double check to make sure it's nice and warm, and it is the perfect temperature. And what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna be adding some Nurture Mate colostrum. Now, like I said, these kittens have not nursed on the mom, so they need extra colostrum, extra vitamins and antibodies to grow up to be healthy and happy cats. So it comes in a gel form, so we're just gonna go ahead, pour a little bit in, and they get a little bit each feeding. We don't wanna put too much. They're supposed to get about 2 mLs each day. Go on ahead, give it a nice mix. Put it to the side, and we're just gonna go on ahead and syringe this all the way up. Let's make sure it's nice and even. We don't have any air bubbles, and oh, there we go. So we're gonna grab the first little kitty right here. So we're gonna go on ahead, hold his head up to direct him to the nipple, and you can see we're just gonna syringe a little bit in, and just like that, this little guy latches on, so you can see he is sucking this milk on in. He is so starving, but if you look at the syringe right here, I'm barely squeezing any of the milk in. That's because we don't wanna aspirate these babies. Now guys, if you don't know what aspirating is, that's when a baby actually chokes on the milk. It comes out of their nose, and a little bit gets in their lungs, and eventually over time, that'll cause these babies to develop pneumonia, and that can be fatal for such a tiny young kittens. And you always want to feed these babies on their stomach, never on their back, because you also don't want them to choke as well. That's a very easy way for them to choke. So having them just sit like this is exactly what they do with the mom, except their paws would be kneading her stomach to get more milk out. So we're just going to keep on squeezing it in. Oh my goodness, it's so good. Look at this little guy. He is so starving. And this baby is done. So he has eaten all he's wanted. He is so full. I mean, look at him. He is milk drunk right now. He doesn't even want to move. And if we pick him up right here, very slowly, because we want to keep him on his stomach so he can digest, get that milk all the way down. He has a little milk mustache. Oh my goodness. Was that really tasty? You want to go back in there and sleep now? All right, we'll go back in there and sleep. And we got the milk heated up. Now the reason we test to see if the milk is too hot or too cold, because if the milk is too cold, these babies will have a harder time digesting it. And if it's too hot, it'll actually burn their esophagus and their stomach. So we want to make sure it is the perfect temperature. So we're going to do the same thing, is we're going to add the gel on in. All right, we got a nice little glob of it right there. Give it a nice little stir and syringe it on up. So we got the air bubbles all out. We're gonna go on ahead, grab the little female kitten right here, and she is starving. She is looking for a nipple to eat. So you can see at this young age, they don't really have that much balance. You can see she's searching for a nipple right now. She's very unstable. They can't really walk that well. In about 2 weeks, they're gonna be walking great, playing around, and just completely a whole new cat. Are you hungry, little one? Oh my goodness, you think my finger's a nipple? All right, let's feed you. So we're gonna go on ahead and do the same thing. Hold his little head on up. You can see he's fighting me, and oh my goodness, this little girl is starving. So you can see she just completely attached to the nipple. She's already gulping the milk down, and look at that, guys. She is one starving little kitty. I mean, if you ask me, these little kittens act like they have never been fed a day in their life. And you guys have been fed 3 hours ago. Your tummy was so full 3 hours ago. Guys, if you see that right there, her ears are flickering. Now that means she's going at a good pace, eating at the right rhythm, and that's exactly what you want to see in feeding cats, to know that you're doing a good job and you're not feeding him too fast or too slow. Now, if I were feeding him too slow, he would just spit the nipple out of his mouth or he would aspirate. So we want to make sure that we're going nice and steady, nice and slow, and not feeding this baby too much. And you're done already? Oh my goodness. This baby has eaten all he's wanted. He has a little milk mustache, and she is very, very full. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Was that good? Is that some good milk? Yeah. So now that our kittens are fed, it is time to stimulate them to go to the bathroom. So we're gonna go ahead and put a glove on our hand right here. And there we have it. We got our glove on. We got our napkins to stimulate them. And we're gonna go ahead and grab the first baby. So we're gonna grab the first one we fed right here. Okay. And we're just gonna go ahead, grab our first little paper towel, and we wanna keep this baby on his stomach. Since he just ate, we don't want him to aspirate or choke and have the milk come up. So we're gonna go ahead, just tilt him to the side a little bit, and go ahead and massage down there a little bit. And already you can see, he is peeing. I don't know if you can see it, but that paper is saturated with pee. So we're just gonna keep on going, and he's gonna cry up a storm because that is actually him pushing to poop. So if we keep on stimulating him, he should want to poop. Now, not every time are they going to poop, but they should poop every other time. So we're going to keep on going. His whole paper is covered in pee. I know, little buddy. So we're just going to make sure we support his legs, support his head and his entire body. Guys, take a look right here. This little kitty is pooping. Now, it's very, very tiny. Sometimes it'll have a bigger poop. Sometimes it'll have a smaller poop. It really depends on the cat and if it's going to poop. So we're just going to keep on stimulating. I'm not sure if it's going to poop anymore. We want to go very gentle so we don't irritate the area. And all right, guys, look at that. This little baby is pooping a little bit. I know, you're okay. I promise you. I promise. Oh my goodness, guys, he's pooping. Now we're on to the next little kitty right here. We're going to do the same exact thing. Keep this little girl on her stomach. And we're going to go ahead and just get her in position and go ahead and start stimulating her. Let's see. Is she going to start peeing? Yeah, guys, she's already started peeing. I don't know if you can see it, but she is peeing so much. So we're just gonna continue to stimulate, make sure she pees everything in her bladder. And oh my goodness, guys, she's pooping. Do you see that? She's pooping a lot more than the other one. And I think this is gonna be a big one. I know, it hurts. I know, it's okay. Put this paper towel down, grab another one. We're gonna go ahead and grab this little poop. And we're just gonna keep on repeating, stimulating her, seeing if she needs to pee until she's all done. So we got both baby kittens nice and fed. Their tummies are nice and full. And now I want to show you guys their umbilical cord. So this is where the umbilical cord would be right here. I don't know if you can see that little scab. And after a couple days of being born, it falls off. Now you never want to pull the umbilical cord because if you do, the stomach will actually open up because it didn't heal all the way. So I know. So we're gonna put this little guy back on in here. We're gonna look at this little guy's umbilical cord right here. Do you see that right there, guys? That little bump right there, that's where his umbilical cord is. But these babies are happy and healthy. They are growing every single day, and they are some sweet little, gorgeous, precious little kittens. And guys, that's going to end today's video. If you all enjoyed today's video, feeding the 2 rescued newborn kittens, we'll give this video a big thumbs up. And guys, comment down below a name for these 2 little kittens. We have a little girl and we have a little boy. Now guys, we're gonna put them back in here to go to bed and to fall right to sleep. Now guys, if you want to see these little babies grow up or feeding more crazy animals, or what are you waiting for? Subscribe to my channel in the link down below.